Are you tired of this video?
Not yet. I'm having fun with this.
Yeah. Well, hello there, guys. It is Drew Badger here, founder of EnglishAnyone.com. I've got my friends Ken.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
And we've got Cy over here as
Hey,
well.
Cy.
Hello.
I want to thank them for joining me. Hopefully, this is going to be an interesting video. I wanted to do something different to hopefully prove a point about the language that fluency is actually a lot easier than most people think. You really just have to change the way you're learning, and I want to show an example of that in this video. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of show different examples of language patterns. So certain groups of words called collocations. You guys familiar with collocations?
Yes.
No, it's okay if you're not. So most native speakers don't know what a collocation is.
It's gonna make a joke about it.
But it's not a colon.
I was gonna say collocation, location.
I know exactly, but actually that's part of understanding the word. You have a col and then location, so together, and they're located
Co-location.
together. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by seeing if we can make some simple patterns. We're going to work together about this. I'll give you some words, kind of partial phrases, and I'm going to see if kind of what things like come to your mind.
Okay.
When you think about it.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to begin with the word with.
Okay.
So as an example, like I'm blank with. So like a collocation would be like I'm acquainted with something.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm acquainted with these two gentlemen over here. So can you think of like what other words like come to your mind if you think like I'm something with something else?
How about I'm finished with this conversation?
Very good. So that's another great collocation. I'm finished with this conversation, and that's the end of the video.
I'm not really. Yeah.
Ding. Very good. So finished with the conversation.
Yeah.
So just like if you can think of anything else. So I got a ton of them over here. I'll throw out a few just to get the memory working.
Get us acquainted with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So again, like to be acquainted with, like you're knowing something to be acquainted with. You could be blessed with.
That's true.
Yeah, you could be blessed.
Cursed with.
Or you could be cursed with.
Yep.
Cursed with good looks.
I know you could be cursed with some beautiful hair up there. I know I'm losing mine. So
no, you've got yours. You've got
me
yours.
too. I gotta
Cursed
cover
with mine. You got some cool hair.
You've
No,
got
I'm
some
not.
really
No.
cool hair.
I know. I wish I need to do that, but start growing it from
Actually,
the back.
you know, having short hair is very respectable in this country. In
Yeah.
this country of Japan,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. You can be happy with,
Or angry with.
angry with.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. How about when we become more comfortable with?
That's true. When you become more comfortable with, that's another one as
How
well.
about if we become friends with?
That's right.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
you can become friends with someone else. Again, these are things that like when you say them, you kind of naturally think about. Okay, well, these are like situations. Like I became friends with, we became acquainted with, I was blessed with, I'm troubled with.
Oh yeah.
A lot
Angry
of problems. I could be angry. I'm angry with you right now.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
You owe me $5.
$5. I want my $5.
My 5 yen out here.
Oh yeah, 5 yen. That's
5
better.
yen.
Hold on a second.
Very nice. All right, we're going to move on to a next word here. Of.
Oh.
Now this is a little bit tricky. I'll give you some examples. Capable of.
Capable of.
King of.
The king of something. Frightened of.
One of.
One of. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like one of. Could be guilty of.
Guilty of.
Like
As
I'm
charged.
guilty of.
Yeah.
Guilty of
Guilty of.
taking that money.
That 5 yen.
The 5
The
yen.
5 yen that he took from me. You could be in charge of
Yeah.
something.
Tired of.
Retired of something.
Retired.
Are you tired of this video?
Not yet. I'm having fun with this.
Yeah. So if you're
wait,
if you're having fun with, again,
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
another simple
yeah.
collocation, and you don't realize it often when we're saying these things, they just kind of come out, and it's
Come out of nowhere.
that's right, they come out of
Come out
nowhere,
of.
Nowhere.
come out of nowhere. Very
Actually,
good.
comes
No,
out of
I'm
our mouth.
impressed.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
impressed, actually. All right. Well, again, we've got some more, but I want to move on to another word here. For.
4.
Are you free for dinner?
I'm free for dinner.
I'm free for dinner.
Free for dinner.
Yep.
Look at that.
That 5 yen.
That
Yeah.
5 yen. I know we're going to pass
Keeps
that
coming back to
five
that.
yen around. You could be thankful for.
That's true.
What are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful for this video. I really enjoy making this video. with
I know.
Andrew.
Isn't it fun? you never know what's going to happen with these videos. We just get a group of people out here.
You could be hot for teacher.
Hot for teacher. That's right.
Yeah.
To be hot for,
Van
like you
Halen
really,
song.
Yeah.
you really
Wow.
like you like someone or you
Or
I guess-
something.
Be
Yeah,
hot
that's
for.
true. That's true.
Hot
Yeah.
for.
Are you hot for anybody right now? Any special?
I might get in trouble with that one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're hot for your wife. That's
Oh,
just-
of course. Yeah,
That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. Hot for. Yeah.
We'll put that in the
keep
outtakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an outtake.
Or you could be, let's see, known for.
Known for, yeah.
AKA.
Known for.
That's right.
That's also known
Known
as.
for.
Yeah, it's as known as.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
But known for what? What are you known for?
Being an artist, I guess.
Really? Yeah. Known for what are you known for?
Being a musician.
A musician.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
What are you known for?
I don't know. I guess I'm known for
Known for
teaching.
trouble.
No,
Oh,
known
yeah.
for trouble. That's
Known
true.
for
but
trouble.
known for helping people learn over here.
Known for
Yes.
being an excellent teacher.
An excellent teacher. Well, I'm
quick
trying,
wit.
and this is well, you're the quick wit. You're good for a lesson.
Good for
over
nothing.
here. Yeah, good for nothing over here.
He's known for owing 5 yen.
That's right.
Owing 5 yen.
owing 5 yen to
Yeah.
me. Let's
I'll
see.
pay it back eventually.
You could be responsible for.
I could be.
Responsible
I could
for
be.
it, yeah.
Responsible for all the troubles.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's responsible for causing me a lot of headaches.
Lots and lots of headaches.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see. You could be famous for.
I could be
Famous
famous for.
for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another nice way of putting famous for getting into trouble.
That's true. So you're really well
Or getting
known.
out of trouble.
That's true.
Getting out.
Of getting out of.
Getting out of trouble
With
being
my
known
friends.
for.
That's-
That's
yeah.
true.
We'll just combine them all.
All right. What about about?
About.
About. As an example, you could be concerned about.
Concern about.
That's true.
What about furious about?
Furious.
Furious.
Yeah.
Really
Furious
angry about something. What have you? What were you angry about lately? Anything? Troubled about something?
I'm troubled about the politics in
In the United States.
the United States.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are
I think
troubled
we're
troubled about
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Concerned about that.
Stable genius is
Worried
one
about
and
it,
all.
yeah.
Sure. worried about that.
Worried about that.
Are you happy about anything?
Happy.
What are you happy about?
I'm happy about meeting you guys.
I'm happy about meeting you guys
It's our
too.
pleasure. So what about answer? You can answer what?
A question.
You can answer a question.
Answer a question. You can answer.
You can answer
You can
To a
answer the
higher
phone.
power.
You can answer the phone. You can answer a letter.
You can
Answer
answer to the
letter.
higher power
Answer to a higher authority.
or authority.
Authority.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can answer someone's prayers.
Answer someone's prayer.
You could.
That's true. All right. What about lose? You could lose what?
Your mind.
You could lose your mind.
You can
so
lose
you like
5 yen.
5 yen. I was just
lose-
going to say
lose-
lose 5
lose
yen.
5 yen.
Sucker.
Lose 5 yen. You could lose. You lose a fortune.
You could lose a fortune.
You can, yeah.
The 5 yen isn't really a fortune.
Well, it could be.
It's I get maybe to some people.
Maybe 150 years ago it was a fortune.
I think even 150 years ago, it probably wasn't worth that much. But
Okay.
oh my goodness! Oh, you could lose money.
You could.
You could lose weight.
You could lose
Lose
weight.
weight.
Are you looking at me?
Well, that's-
Actually, no, I need to lose
I
weight
need to
too.
lose weight too.
We
Yeah.
all could
We all
stand to lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to do.
What about losing hope?
Losing
You
hope.
could lose hope.
You could lose hope of losing weight.
You could lose hope about losing weight
Well,
too.
lose hope about losing weight.
That's right.
With your current bicycle
That's right.
training or something like that. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
like
you
to
could
connect
lose.
the
Yeah,
dots.
no. That makes sense. All right, if I was going to describe someone like he is a big what? That's a common one. That's a good collocation right there. A big loser. What does that mean, though? If you call someone a loser?
Well, there's a television show where the
A what
biggest
show?
loser. Remember
the
the show?
the TV show.
The Biggest Loser. and
Uh-huh.
they-
But that was about weight
weight
loss.
loss. Exactly.
So
Again,
losing-
coming back to
losing
weight
weight.
loss.
Losing weight.
Oh, I see. Wow.
That's right. So who was losing the I don't know if that show it seems like that might kind of stigmatize people at the same time that
think
you're
so, yeah,
building
yeah.
them up and tearing them
And
down
tearing them down at the same time. Kind of
You're
like
like
being-
you're a loser, man. I'm gonna give you some sentences now
Okay.
and see if you can just tell me what the missing word is.
Okay.
Okay.
So something you don't want to think about is a painful.
Thing. Painful. Subject.
Painful subject. Yeah.
Painful subject.
Yeah. Maybe something you don't want to think about is a painful memory.
Memory.
Yep, ding. A painful memory. Good work. Next one. That girl has an active.
Imagination.
Yeah, imagination. Very
I was
good.
gonna say something else. But
Wait, again, like with these,
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah,
Never mind.
but the
active
and that's the
life. Something life.
active lifestyle.
Active Lifestyle.
Like an act. Wait, I mean, like if it's a girl, like might not be going where you think it's going, but you got a dirty mind.
Of.
All right, here we go. The government is experimenting with alternative blank sources.
Power.
Power sources. I was thinking energy.
Oh, okay.
Alternative energy. What else? You can also have alternative what? What else would you have?
Music.
Alternative music.
Alternative
Lifestyles.
Alternative. more lifestyles. Alternative. That's a good one. That's a good one. You could have alternative medicine.
Alternative medicine.
That's right. Or alternative hairstyles. As well.
Alternative. Ooh. What's with the man bun thing?
You call it. It's like a mun.
It is a mun. Yeah. Well, you
man.
speak mun.
No, that's mung.
Oh, mun. And this is a mun. Okay. All right.
All right. Next one. We've got. I'm looking for a steady
job.
A steady job. That's right.
For a steady
girlfriend.
That's right. You could have a steady girlfriend. Yeah. Steady relationship. That's true.
Yeah.
He has an ulterior
motive.
That's right. Yeah. Ulterior motive. Keep your room neat and clean, or
tidy.
Tidy. That's right. Neat and tidy. There was an accident, but we are safe and
sound.
Safe and sound. That's right.
Sorry, I keep.
No. That's
go. We want the whole point of this is just to show that, like, without even really thinking about it, like you notice, there's thousands of words in the English language that you could use, but people are thinking of these specific ones, and that's the whole point of this lesson is to show them that it's not about learning. Like a whole bunch of words. So if you want to get fluent, you don't have to continue learning lots of words. It's more about understanding the patterns that people use and then practice. So you develop the habit of using these automatically. All right, let's continue. I'm actively blank at my son's school. Actively missing. I'm actively.
What is actively?
Inactive.
Alex, what is actively involved?
There you go.
Very good.
So actively involved in. So to be it's like whenever people talk about people often they don't even say I'm involved and they say I'm actively involved.
Yeah,
like they really want to say you're really participating, joining a lot. All right, next. Let me give you a piece of
my mind.
Piece of my
advice.
Yeah, a piece of advice. Piece of my mind.
Piece of pie.
No, you get a piece of pie.
Piece of cake.
A piece of cake. I mean, you don't really say that. Though.
No, let me give you a piece.
Let me give you a piece of cake. Let me give you a piece of my mind.
Let me give you 5 yen.
Okay, next. All right, next is this is the best possible
way.
Solution.
Yeah, just let it flow out.
Okay, solution for the Daily Double.
That's right, for the Daily Double. All right, next one. A home ownership gives you a sense of
purpose. No.
Well, I guess
it could. I mean, it could.
Sense
of security.
Sense of security.
Sense of.
Wait, can you say that again?
Home ownership gives you a sense of
pride.
There you go.
Pride.
So a sense of pride, but those are all good examples.
Yeah.
But again, these are it's still showing that like there are all these different words that could be used there, but really we're thinking of certain things. And again, this is actually a pretty tricky thing to ask even native speakers to do to see if they can come up with these. But again, it's just showing that these are the patterns that they've learned.
It just shows that Sai and I are so clever.
That's right. You guys are pretty knowledgeable. Here we go. We got. You'll have to make a security
deposit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make a security deposit, like put a little bit of money down for like a house or, when you rent something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you found that entertaining. If you'd like to learn more, you can click on the link in the description or in the upper right of this video where it can teach you how to start using more of these things, collocations, again, just helping you understand the way natives speak normally, everyday conversationally.
Yeah.
And so if you'd like to learn how to more do like that, then click on the link in the description. And other than that, we will say goodbye. That'll be the end. We are done with this video. I'm done for
the night.
Done for today. I'm finished.
He's done for today.
Anyway, and I'll last leave you with, if you'd like to continue learning, just do these 3 simple things right now. 1. Click on this link to subscribe to my YouTube channel for over 500 free videos. 2. Click on this link to download my #1 ebook guide to fast fluency free. And 3. Click here to watch the most popular video on English fluency here on YouTube.